This video will show you that you don't need discipline. This video will show you how you can become the person that you want to be, how you can stick to your goals, how you can achieve your goals without discipline, without constant fight with yourself, without constant overthinking, without constant trying. We are diving into something very meta right here. We are not trying to be the next David Goggins. We are trying to maximize our potential. So the title of this video probably is self-explanatory, and it's not gonna be a long video. I'm not gonna sit there and talk for like half an hour, hopefully, because today I don't have that much time for that. But the thing is, I have my beautiful cup. Okay. The thing is, why do you think people need discipline? Why do you think people have to make themselves do something that is good for them? Just ask yourself these questions. Like this video, I'm just want to make you think about those topics in a different way. Why do you think you need discipline? Why you're not naturally doing the things that are good for you? Why you have to like pretend or learn some like mental skill to force yourself to do the positive things in your life? Well, that's because the things that you want to do are not natural. And they are hard to incorporate to your life. So you have to make yourself do them. Going to the gym is not part of your identity, it's not part of yourself. And by going to the gym, you are not listening to yourself, you are not listening to your feelings, to your emotions, and to your needs as a human being. And that because of that, you have to constantly make yourself, you have to constantly push yourself to do something. But what if we could change that? What if we could have those things, make them parts of ourselves, right? So it's very meta like, but let me just make it easier for you to understand, right? I'm gonna give you an example today. Today is an amazing day because today I actually saw that. I came back from my work. It was a hard day. Like my car, uh, I have some problems with my car. Like it's still driving, but I have to take it to my car mechanic, right? So it's a pain in my ass. I have to like spend some money there. I have to like do other stuff, right? I have a lot of responsibilities. And I was laying on my floor meditating. And I remember when during the meditation I felt intense feelings, intense urge to sit and scroll, to watch some content. And I ask myself, why? Why do I have that urge to do something like that, but not do the good stuff, not do the good habits? Which is like recording these videos, for example, which is like working on my channel, which is like working on my scout team. So I ask myself, okay, what? Why? And I saw that deep down in my body, I felt bad because I remembered about my friend. Couple of months, yeah, it was 1-2 months ago, something like that. One of like my good friends basically left me, and yeah, we were arguing, like both sides, on both sides. We both did something bad, right? And it was not something like we really physically like hurt each other, but we just said things or did things that we shouldn't do. And i- we both kind of like agreed. We both, at least I felt like that, forgave each other. But he basically told me that he needs his time. He basically, sorry, I like, and you can already see like I'm quite emotional because it's yeah, it hurts me. Like today, I realized that for like most of my life, I'm a pilgrim, right? The guy who goes on a pilgrimage. I don't feel like I have a certain place to which I belong. And to be honest, my fiancée right now, she's like the only person that have not left me. Every single other person eventually like left me. Not necessarily left me in a way where they hurt me, but most of them basically just like our paths separated, right? So I'm alone, and it's tough because I felt like I have a bro. Right now I have not that many friends, like probably probably the one guy with whom I make scouting. I could call him a friend, uh, in a sense where he actually cares about me. I have also one friend who's like my old friend from the classroom, and we are basically just texting once in a while, or meeting in the city. It's yeah. So if you are watching this, thank you. And I also have my friend Shimon. He's like, yeah, he's also one of the three people that right now I think I could call close friends in a way where they actually care about me on a daily basis. Which is like, I have a lot of friends who sometimes care about me, but the type of friends who care about me on a daily basis, like, I don't have much of them. And even those three, we don't see each other that much. It's yeah, complicated. But I'm getting out of the topic, to be honest. That one friend, he was one of those friends that I had a regular contact with, and basically our paths separated. He told me that he needs some time to rethink his life and his relationships. And what I understand from that is basically that probably our relationship ended. Probably like he wanted to end that relationship. And that, like, why am I telling you all of that? It's because you see right now, like, what I was feeling. And I understood, okay, I feel like that. I feel alone. I feel like everything is shit because of that. And I see a pattern. I see that every single time I feel those kind of emotions, it's hard for me to not sit on social media. It's hard for me to work on my YouTube channel. And because for the past couple of months, I felt like shit, you see why I have not posted that much videos recently. But I'm working on that, right? It's getting better. So, like, the thing that I want to teach you right now, today, is that discipline for me doesn't work right now. It's hard for me to make myself, to bully myself and like do something, force myself. And I see that discipline is not the answer. The answer is actually knowing myself, and knowing myself so deeply that I understand why do I feel in a certain way and what can I do to prevent the negative consequences of those feelings. What can I do to change the trajectory of my life where those negative consequences basically just don't occur, right? So like the powerful thing that I'm trying to understand right now is like, okay, like understanding myself. What do I feel? Why do I feel like that? And what can I do about that? That's also very important because feeling is important, but if you don't do anything to change the fact that you are feeling like a shit, what are you even doing? Like that's a question I ask myself recently. Like, okay, I started allowing myself to feel certain emotions, and then I felt like shit, and I have not even a thought. What can I do to not feel like shit? Right? And it's like, what's the point of like allowing yourself to feel shitty if you don't do something to change that? Of course, you process something, but you don't change the situation. You don't change the environment. You don't change your life. So you constantly have the same feelings over and over and over again, right? So like the thing that I'm trying to convey to you with that all of those examples is a discipline by itself is of course amazing. We want to be disciplined, but you can't always force yourself to do something if you don't understand why you are feeling certain way. And not understanding yourself and your needs, actually that's something that leads to burnout. And I felt that. Right now I do, and it's not like yeah, it's not like I do whatever I feel like. No. I have a goal that is working on that YouTube channel. And I know myself. I know that whenever I'm in that negative mood, it's hard for me to focus on the work. And it's way easier for me to slip to my bad habits. So i- it's not like I'm not gonna work on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna play video games. No, it's not like that. What I want to do is to ask myself, okay, I have those that resources, I have this problem, this obstacle. How can I manage to get over it? Right, basically, just like do something to not be in that place. So yeah, and basically what I did was meditate, pray. That helped me a lot, and that always helps me. And another thing that's another part of knowing yourself, knowing what kind of behaviors help you to feel better. For some people is journaling. Whenever I feel stressed, I like to journal because it helps me to structurize the like my life basically. Or I like to journal about my emotions to mentally dump them on a paper. Or I like to plan my like work with some kind of a check boxes and tick those check boxes like I have an autism or something. But that's something that works for me. And if that works for you, why not use that? I'm not gonna tell you the exact thing that you should do to change your life. No. What I want you to do is to start the adventure. Go on an adventure to find the things that are working for you. And to do that, you have to actually participate in understanding and knowing yourself. Because if you don't know yourself good, if you don't know what you need and what you can do to support those needs, then what are you doing basically? So yeah, that's basically everything that I wanted to do. Just sit today for a couple of minutes and ask yourself, okay, What can I do to know myself better? Do your best and leave the rest to God.